Hi, welcome back to Wicked Low Carbs. The long anticipated episode 4 is finally up. It was recorded 2 weeks ago, but sadly we had some massive tech problems. I lost half the video. GoPro sucks when you don't have a Windows compatible computer with it, and etc. So anyway, we're back, and as you saw in my oh so high tech intro, I'm very bad at videos, by the way. We had some problems January, and I managed to get them corrected. So this video is just going to be a quick update of what's happened in the last month. I'm going to hold off on doing any February updates until this weekend. So I'll just give you a recap of what happened in January, and we'll take it from there and at least get some content out. I'm so sorry for being late, but this is how life goes sometimes. So the first month was absolutely rocky. I didn't have my test strips. I didn't have enough food to eat. I was getting tons of reflux problems. I didn't know why, because keto completely reduced and eliminated any reflux problems I had when I was a carnivore. So I assumed that going carnivore would be just as good, but apparently it is not. So as a result of reflux and stress and not sleeping or not having what I need, I was getting poor sleep, which then created a cycle of being stressed, which caused worse problems, which caused more stomach acid problems, which caused less sleep, and it just was, I was not a pretty person in January. No, I just wasn't. So the second month so far has been excellent. We're cruising right into the end of February, and a lot of my problems have absolutely leveled out. It's not perfect yet, but it's better. January overview, I was down just shy of 8 pounds, and I did have multiple inches come off. I don't have the exact data on that, but in the February, I'll go over some more specific numbers. My glucose readings every morning were up from what they used to be when I was keto. They're now ranging between 100 and 115 milligrams per deciliter. My ketones have been between 1 and 2 millimoles per liter regularly. And during keto, I couldn't get them past maybe 0.6. So being over 1 and sometimes over 2, I think in January I had a reading, my high reading was like 2.6. So that was incredible to see. It gave me a lot of mental clarity, a lot of energy, a lot of focus. So that was awesome. I loved that. My blood pressure has been steady throughout, so I've had no changes to that other than daily fluctuations. And the other big takeaway that I found from my January numbers is that my water intake was crazy low. I've only been averaging about 32 ounces of actual water a day. And the coffee intake varied as I was trying different things to fix my stomach problems. And to go into the stomach problems a little bit more, I did a ton of research on all of my symptoms and what could be going wrong, and definitely narrowed it down to likely low stomach acid. And it's a really common condition apparently, but it's not often diagnosed. It's misdiagnosed as high stomach acid. And the saddest part is that when you have low stomach acid, one of the worst things you can eat is red meat because it's the hardest to digest. Yeah! So not great. Anytime I would eat after 2 p.m., it would cause wicked problems. I would have reflux, I would be bloated, I would be queasy. Sometimes I would even wake up in the middle of the night and have to empty my stomach because there was still food sitting there 6, 8, 9 hours later that hadn't fully digested. And that was really becoming concerning. The hubs was all about me ending the study, saying this is not good, you can't keep doing this, you can't keep eating 300 calories a day and getting up in the middle of the night and having all these problems. And I agreed that I absolutely couldn't, but I wasn't going to stop the study if at all possible. So, looking into this, I tried to figure out options around it. I tried to stop eating or stop drinking water within an hour before and an hour after I ate to make sure that I didn't dilute my stomach acid. I tried to only drink really strong acidic coffee while I was eating to help try to increase the acid. It was marginally successful, but with a full work schedule, a full home schedule, a lot on my plate, there's no way that I can manage to time every single thing like that. And when you're really parched, really thirsty, and you're staring at water and you can't drink it, it was just causing me a lot of emotional problems, and I was not liking it. And I didn't want to create, I don't know, any kind of disordered eating or drinking because of this. So I opted to look into other options. Oh, they say, have some apple cider vinegar, have some lemon juice. Well, not an option when all you can have is beef, salt, water, and black coffee. So I had to nix those options. However, if you're running into low stomach acid and you're trying to have a successful carnivore diet, definitely look into adding apple cider vinegar, adding some lemon juice, adding a natural acid to your waters to marinate the meat and try to get some of that in, because it definitely does help. Another thing that I have heard helps is celery juice, which I haven't looked into a lot, but I'm definitely going to look into at this point. And to recap for anybody who's new to my channel and hasn't seen my previous videos, I am in the middle of a carnivore diet study that I'm participating in, and I will link it below. And that I just spoke about the parameters of it. It's a 90-day study, so for 90 days, I am only allowed to have red meat, salt, water, and black coffee. So I'm running into different problems than other carnivores would. Normally, I would just try to go to pork or eggs, or I would switch up something else or have some apple cider vinegar. But because the study is so confined, so restricted, I had to come up with new ways of managing it. So the time restricted eating didn't work. The stop eating at 2 didn't necessarily work. The last thing that I found that could work is Betin HCl with pepsin. It's a dietary supplement that helps increase the hydrochloric acid that's already in your stomach. And I emailed the head of the study, asked if I could allow this as a medication instead of having it as a food item, since there is no dietary impact of it. So he agreed to let me do this in light of what was going on with me. So here is the brand that I am taking. It'll probably be backward, I'm guessing, for you guys. Yeah. I'll link this below as well. This is the brand that I took. It had the fewest extra ingredients in it. And the pills, super simple. They just look like a regular supplement. God, that is really hard to do, isn't it? Anyway, so that's where we're at with that. And it took me a few weeks once I had this, and I think this was late January, early February. It took me a few weeks to actually get this to a schedule where I knew how much to take, when to take it, but it has been the lifesaver. It really gave me new hope that I can do this, that I can feel well, and it was just amazing. So I highly recommend this if you think that you're running into a problem. So yeah, I am now taking one with my first meal. I eat my second meal with no HCl, and then I take this if I have a third meal. Typically I eat 2 meals at work, and then I have my third meal at home with the hubs. And so I will take it at that point before bed. I'm down to usually about 1 coffee a day. I'm not a crazy coffee drinker. I don't need to drink it, but it adds flavor and variety to my day, so I do. And so I don't usually overdo the coffee, so it's not competing with the HCl anyway. So I've got my dosage, and yeah. So that was pretty much where I've been at the last few weeks, is trying to figure out how to not be up in the middle of the night in excruciating pain, sleep with 12 pillows, wake everybody in the house up. Yeah, it's been fun. But I've got it. I have a whole new energized way of being, and it's definitely helped. And once I give you guys my February numbers, sneak peek, I'm down a lot of weight, and I hit ketones the other day of 4.0, which is out of control for me. I don't even know how I managed that, but it was a good day. So thank you guys so much again for following along with this. I hope if you guys are having any problems with this, that you do look into some of the solutions, because it can be really easy to repair. And if you want to know more about the carnivore diet, definitely there are resources out there. And yeah, I'm just gonna sign off at this point and hopefully get you guys some more content this weekend. I will do my best to get some more regular content up. I know that it's been a little rocky, but it is what it is, and I will see you guys in the next episode.